Now I look as if some kind of horror movie has happened to my plat, because I've had to unplat it because somebody phoned and I didn't realise it had cut my video off. So where I left you was with a deep groove down the middle of your sausage. So I've had to unpick this, so you'll have to excuse me. What you do next is get your cheese. So I've got a mixture of mature cheddar cheese grated and some blue Wensleydale cheese. And I was explaining about blue Wensleydale, that it's a lovely cheese. Traditional Wensleydale doesn't melt. It stays in nuggets, gorgeous on top of a quiche, which we'll probably do later in the week. But blue Wensleydale does melt, it goes all creamy, but it's not really strong and aggressive like a Stilton. It's a very mild blue cheese. And if you don't think you like blue cheese, try blue Wensleydale, because you probably will, it's lovely. So what you need to do is press that, I've cut it into little pieces, and you press that blue Wensleydale into little pieces and put it down the middle of that groove. Now I've put blue Wensleydale in one half and traditional mature cheddar cheese in the other, grated. Again, pack it quite hard into that groove, and then you want to pull the sausage meat over the top, and you're creating, just put some water on your hands, you're creating like a channel in the middle of the sausage, like a stuffing, and you need to pull it over the top and sort of seal it, because that's going to, if you didn't, it would just melt into the pastry. So you're creating like a seal round the top of the cheese. So like that. Then the pastry, now you've missed me doing this because unfortunately, as I say, it cut off. I'll kill Uncle Andrew later, but never mind. Your pastry, down the side, you had it nice and smooth. Now you want to get a sharp knife and you want to cut that pastry slightly on a slant, with 2 centimetres approximately between each piece. And you need to do that on both sides. And then you're taking the pastry pieces over, brush with egg before you cut it, or after, it doesn't really matter, but it's easier before. And then you're alternating which piece you put over. So you'll put the first piece over, then the second, then that. And you'll see, I'll just show you, you're creating a plait. Now each piece, you don't want to pull it because you don't want to weaken these sides. They need to still be nicely like sausage roll. So you can see as I go down, I'm just taking that piece over the top of that piece. So you are literally creating what looks like a beautiful horse's mane of a plait. So take alternate pieces, alternate piece, like that, and then that there. And it doesn't need to be a fine art. Let the children let rip with it, because it still looks pretty when it comes out of the oven. Puff pastry is very forgiving. Whoops, sorry, there's a bit of cheese getting flying there. So I'll just finish that off. And then the end bit, you will probably just have a little bit too much pastry, so just snip that end off so you don't get a great big pastry piece, unless you want to give it to the birds. So you've got a lovely plait like that. Now then, I very beautifully took it out of the oven before. Now I think I can just pick it up. Yes, I can. This is the finished one. I've taken it out of the oven. Goes into the oven on the bottom shelf, and then I'll just wash my hands a little bit. On the bottom shelf, I'll just use my pinny because I've lost my tea towel, because then your base is beautifully cooked. Now when I took it out of the oven before, it all just ooily-gooily moved. So you've got a lovely plait. And as I say, I've done the same as the one that I've done for you. It's got cheddar on one side and blue on the other. So when you cut into it, that cheese will just ooze out. So you want to have it in the oven for about 20 minutes on 200 on the bottom shelf, and then decrease the oven to about 180 for a further 20 minutes. So you're in the oven for about 40-45 minutes. It wants to be golden brown, nice and crispy, well risen, and the cheese just oozing out. Perfect with some baked beans for the kids or for the adults even, and then in the summer just with some new potatoes and salad. It just makes a lovely one. If you wanted to miss out the cheese, just do it plain, just with some nice buttery onions. You could put onions along the top rather than into the sausage meat. You could layer tomatoes along it. anything underneath that pastry. Mushrooms, lovely. So have a play with it and enjoy. And I am so sorry about today. What a hassle it's been, and I look forward to doing a more professional version of something soon. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye.